Ever feel like learning is just exhausting? Like no matter how hard you try, it never sticks? And why does it feel even harder as an adult?
Learning a new language as an adult can be exhausting. As a language teacher and learner myself, I found myself here overwhelmed, tired, burned out, unmotivated, and frustrated. Many adult learners and international students arrive with strong motivation, dreams of mastering English and finding work in a new country. But somewhere along the way, that spark starts to dim. They begin full of hope, but often find themselves overwhelmed and discouraged. Why does this happen? Because traditional education models often doesn't meet their needs. Their schedules can be rigid and inflexible, leaving little room for rest or personal growth. Even passionate, dedicated teachers can feel trapped, teaching the same textbook units again and again, watching their students lose interest and confidence. The problem is that the system doesn't adapt to real human needs. But what if we ditched those outdated methods for something that can boost motivation and bring more joy? What if learning felt less like a chore and more like belonging? Let me tell you about my workplace, a place where adult learning works effectively. And you might be surprised because the most successful, most beloved class in our college isn't even in a classroom, it's in a coffee shop. Yes, in my workplace, at the tiny cafe in between classrooms and microwaves, something magical happens. Students learn English by preparing and serving coffee to real people, their peers, and their teachers. Here students learn English by doing, taking orders, making coffee, steaming milk, and laughing at mistakes. They're not filling in grammar worksheets. They're asking, do you want that for here or takeaway? They're figuring out how to spell cappuccino while learning how to connect with others. The magic? They're learning through real, meaningful interactions, not textbooks, and that's where the learning becomes powerful because it has purpose and creates a community that matters. I've seen students walk into this elective shy and uncertain and leave glowing with confidence. This class thrives because it's built on trust and real-world purpose. And that sense of belonging, it's one of the most powerful drivers of adult motivation. Let's look in more details at this interesting approach as the example of other electives. And it's not just the coffee shop that's changing the way we think about learning. At my workplace, International Language School of Canada, ILSC, every Thursday and Friday, the whole college transforms into something special, a space where students get to explore, express, and enjoy. Instead of sitting in another grammar class, they get to choose from a wide range of electives designed around real-life interests and practical goals. They can take English through yoga, where we stretch, breathe, and talk about body parts, feelings, and mindfulness, all while moving. English through film, creative writing, job interview preparation and CV writing. English for doctors, historical excursions around Sydney, and there are many more fun subjects These classes work because they are alive, dynamic, relevant, deeply personal, and keep students engaged. Because sometimes learning English can be effective through this kind of elective subjects. This approach aligns beautifully with my educational philosophy and the philosophies of two influential thinkers. Lev Vygotsky was a Russian psychologist who believed that we learn best when we are part of a social, supportive environment. His socio-cultural theory says that learning is shaped by the culture around us and the people we interact with. Vygotsky introduced the idea of the zone of proximal development, ZPD, the space between what a learner can do independently and what they can do with support. He argued that with guidance from a teacher, peer or group, a process called scaffolding, learners can go further than they can go on their own. In our elective, students learn from one another, whether they are making coffee, doing yoga, watching films, or preparing for job interviews. The classroom becomes a real-life social space where language is used with purpose and emotion. This is Vygotsky in action, by language learning that is interactive and collaborative. The second person that aligns with my educational philosophy is Malcolm Knowles, an American educator. He is best known for developing the concept of andragogy, a theory focused specially on how adults learn. Knowles believes that adults are not passive recipients of information. Instead, they come with valuable experiences and strong motivations. And they learn best when they are respected as autonomous individuals. His theory highlights that adults' learning should be: first, self-directed. Adults prefer making their own choices rather than being told what to do. Second, relevant and practical. They want to learn things that they are immediately useful in their lives. Third, problem-focused rather than content-focused. Adults are more engaged when solving real-world problems than memorizing abstract facts. In my project, elective like barista training or English through yoga perfectly embody Knowles' vision. They give learners the freedom to choose what interests them, to apply their language in meaningful contexts, and to take ownership to their learning journey. So, how do we make this work? Although this elective program already exists at LSE, it can grow. Step 1. Listen to students and teachers. Collect feedback and ideas for improvement. Step 2. Expand the range of elective. Add options like volunteering in a community or music-based English. Step 3. Encourage teachers to teach their passions. When teachers are engaged, students feel it. Step 4. Support new teachers with friendly guidance and team teaching opportunities. That just means helping them get comfortable leading more relaxed creative classes. By doing this, we can expand what already works into a sustainable model for adult-centered, joyful education. Of course, no project is perfect. Here are a few challenges and how we can deal with them. It's tricky to find class times that work for everyone. Some teachers or students might be unavailable, so we offer flexible schedules and repeated sessions. Some electives fill up fast, while others don't get enough interest, so we use simple surveys to plan based on student demand. It's hard to measure English progress in casual classes, so we create rubrics that track participation, results, communication, and growth over time. And some teachers feel nervous without a textbook, so we give them templates and teacher coaching programs.
I believe that learning should be exciting. It should feel like something you want to wake up for. not something you fall asleep doing.
This project works because it speaks to the heart of adult learners. It gives them choice, voice, and connection. That's why I love being part of it, and that's why I'd be proud to lead its next steps. At ILXC, electives are the beating heart of that college. They remind us that adult education can be practical, joyful, and human.
Thank you for joining me on this journey. I hope it inspired you to imagine what learning can look like when we put joy, choice, and trust at the center of a classroom.